Got a bunch of us, a few of us already here. Great. Now I haven't really decided what we're going to do. Um, I have a few ideas. We could make a knotted leather bracelet, which is pretty simple. Or I have, this is the book that I was talking about with Randee, Essential Links for Wire Jewelry. And unlike the missing link one, it's not as detailed. But we can look at this if we want, or we can get out our new bargain or last month's bargain bead box and work on something from them. I haven't really decided what I want to make. Hi Kimberly. It's pretty much in the air what we do. We may just look over this book a little bit. Like I say, it's not. I don't think it's as good a book as The Missing Link was, but it does have some rather. You're waiting for coffee, huh, Beth? Hey Jennifer. Hi Debbie. It doesn't have as good of explanations and everything as The Missing Link did, but if you do any wire work, you can figure out a lot of this stuff. But they do have a picture of every link there. Well, I was going to say they're talking about, but they're not really talking about that, and that's the problem to me. They have only actually gone over like about maybe half a dozen to a dozen of the links. Hi Cynthia. Hi Bonnie. So because it goes over, let's see, 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, well, more than I thought. But this one right, creating the links, says any link shown on the complete link set is created by combining the 4 basic bins. And then it says we'll work through one sample link in an open eyelet raindrop link so you can discover how easy any bent wire link is to create. So it does tell you the basic stuff, and then it's you're sort of on your own. Figure out what you're doing with what we gave you, sort of thing. Here's the picture. Figure out what you're doing. Hi Angel. Hi Deborah. So anyway, we can look at this book if you want, or like I said, we could make a leather bracelet with the remaining beads from my Softflex kit, Gone Batty. I don't have very many left. In fact, the total of what I have left is, come on baby, these 6 porcelain beads, which would be what we'd be using if we made the leather bracelet. And then 3 of the little triangles, and 1 crystal spacer, 2 of these weird little, well, they're just tiny, of these little cones. But, very, very, very few things left. Now, if we don't make the bracelet here, I probably will make it on a different video, but it's what it is. So, hi, PK. So if we make a leather bracelet, it's really simple. The hardest part is just figuring out how much leather you need, because you're going to put knots in it, so it's going to make it smaller. But we can either do that, like I said, look at the book, do what feels best for me. Yeah, that's the way it usually is, because who knows what I'm going to do. But we do have both our brand new bargain bead box, as well as our last month bargain bead box still up here beside me. We used last month's on Tuesday. So I'm in a whatever. So they stare at me for a while because I never finish them up. Well, I'm going to say I never finish them up entirely, but that's not true. I've got a fly in here that's being really annoying. Hi, Anita. Hi, Tina. So, you know what? Let's turn down. We'll look at this book, and we'll maybe we'll make that link that they said they wanted, the one they were showing. I could do, like I said, all kinds of different things. I'm just not in the mood. And sometimes that's the way it hits you. Just not in the mood. So let's turn down, and we'll see if my space is big enough to look at the book. It may not be. And if it's not, then we'll work on something else. Okay, so here's our book, like I said, and it's not going to show us the whole thing. Unfortunately, my setup isn't like Randy's, where I can move my tripod up and down. It's just where it's sort of stationary. But when I saw this book, and it was only $10, so it's not like it's a big, hi Rosemary, big expense. If I never even use it. Oh, the earrings you bought weren't hard to make, Beth. I think those were just the double loops, if I remember right. So they weren't hard to make. But yeah, we could do that. But anyway, let's take a look at our book here a little bit. Like I said, you're not going to be able to see the whole thing, which is too bad because I don't have that room. But it says your basic toolkit, and some of these things I don't even use when I do my wire work. Wire cutters, flush cutters, end cutter, because I don't use end cutters. Side cutter, pliers. As far as I'm concerned, a side cutter and flush cutter is the same thing. Flat nose pliers, round nose pliers, bent nose pliers, nylon grip flat pliers, markers and pins, a ruler, a clamp, scissors, a work surface. Yeah, well, yeah. And resealable bags. So that is your basic toolkit. And see, here's what they did. They showed us all these links, these various links in the book. I think there's like a couple of hundred total. Let's see if I can get you so you can see them better. So they have all kinds of them, from really simple, like, these are ones we do every day. Simple side loop, simple straight side loop, the wrapped side loop, which I don't know about you guys, but I never use these two. The wrapped loop, which I use constantly, and then bent things. So now this is one, I'm not sure if I can get it so you can see it. This one down here on the bottom down here. Oh, nope, I'm not getting you for you. Let's see if we can move it a little bit. Oh, right down here. I thought, now there is an interesting loop, and that is the simple side loop, just 2 of them, one on either side. And that one's pretty interesting. But some of them are like this one, long simple side loop link. It's the same thing as the other one, it's just longer. And then they have put beads in, which, you know, that's just making rosary chain kind of thing. So, like I said, some of these are really, really simple. Like they have this, let's see if we can see it. You can barely see it here, but the 2 bead simple straight loop link, it's just two loops with 2 beads inside it. And this is just 3. I don't know why you would call that a separate link. It looks like the same link to me. But it shows a number of different style of links in here. And most of them are simple things that frequently we do every day. These are earring wires, this whole set. Then there's a jump ring and a split ring. Again, really simple things. Now, these ones I thought were more fun. These are spiral loops. So I do use spiral loops sometimes. I usually do mine more like this one, where I have a couple of spins at the top and quite a few more at the bottom. But those are fun. Now this one over here looks a lot like one we did, I think it was called Storm Clouds or something like that, from Missing Link. So these ones down here look like eyeballs to me, and a nose. So, as I was saying, they just show a picture of a various loop. And then as you get down here further, and there's quite a few pictures of various loops here. I think they have like 300 and some. But a lot of these that they add as a different one is just simply adding beads to the simpler ones that were back further. So, and then they have 14 basic bent wire links, and it goes from the simple side loop to the wrapped side loop, on and on like that. Then we get a little more intricate with these open U-bend ones here. And they're just showing how to make the U-bend and then what you can use it for. And same with here. And the book is actually blocking my light, so we can't see it that well. But mainly it just tells you how to do the various loops. And then, and this one's making jump rings. Yeah, I know how to make jump rings. And then this one right here is creating the links, and it shows you how to make one. It's going to show us how to make one link. And then after that, it's adding beads to your links and then some projects. So not a real intense book. It's interesting. It does show you a whole bunch, but yeah, Beth, the links for your earrings, if I remember the ones that you got, I enjoyed doing the missing link videos, but the missing link videos was really explanatory about what you needed. One of the things with doing wire links that I find is the most difficult is getting the proper amount of wire, because you don't know, unless you've done them a number of times. You really don't know how much wire you need. Like with Beth's earrings that she's talking about, those were the ones that we put the little peach up in the top, and then some of the beads around the bottom loop, and then an upper loop. Pretty sure those are the ones. And the upper loop was hammered, and then it had a second loop. Now those were just 2 loops, really simple. But when you're adding beads to a second loop, you need an extra inch of wire. That's just something I know from trial and error. So when it doesn't tell you how much wire you need, you're doing the trial and error thing. You have to figure it out yourself, more or less. And the missing link book was really great because it told you how much wire you needed. So that was really super special. I think we're going to, since that didn't take us very long and I wasn't in the mood to show it a lot because it really was a problem as far as I was concerned. These are, where'd I put the beads? I got the leather. Huh. Weird. Oh, there they are. Here's our beads. And see, I have the brown beads, and then I have some sort of pearly gray and some cream large hole beads. So what we're going to do is I'm going to cut quite a length of this off, because when you do the knots, it's taking a lot of your cord away. And I'm not sure exactly how much we're going to need. I got to make sure that our buttons that I've chosen here will fit on my leather. Or they have a pretty good size hole, so I'm not real worried about them. These buttons I got down in Arizona at the San Xavier del Bac mission. They are, see, there's San Xavier. Isn't it beautiful? It's a beautiful church. But this is the story of the button. Well, the story of this particular symbol that's on the button, I should say. I have a t-shirt with this same symbol on it. And this is the man in the maze. The man at the top of the maze, little guy right here, depicts birth. By following the white pattern, the beginning at the top, the figure goes through the maze, encountering many turns and changes as in life. As the journey continues, one acquires knowledge, strength, and understanding. Nearing the end of the maze, one retreats to a small corner of the pattern, right here, before reaching the dark center of death and eternal life. Here one repents, cleanses, and reflects back on all the wisdom gained. Finally, pure and in harmony with the world, death and eternal life are accepted. And this is a piece from the Tahoma Odaham Nation, which is the local Indian tribe. So these buttons are got the pattern on them. I also have a little box with this same pattern, but it's pretty cool. Oh, sure. There you go, Rosemary. Essential links for wire jewelry. And like I said, it was only $9.99 at Amazon. There might even be some used ones you can get. It does have a lot of really cool links, but like I say, my biggest problem with them is it doesn't tell me how much wire I'm going to need for each link. So it's sort of a, figure it out yourself kind of thing. I think it might say in this one where it says it wants you to create this one link. This one, I'm just going to show you how to make this one. Yeah, 4 to 5 inches. That doesn't seem enough for that. It must be smaller than it looks. But so we have this one button, and oh, you know what? I didn't test to see if the pearls would go through this. I know the brown porcelain will, but I'm not sure about the pearls. Guess I should check that out. A little tough, but they do. So this is another thing, because you never know how much room your knots are going to take up. So how much leather do you need? I'm not sure. I'm just going to cut some off and hope for the best. Usually, when I get to the end and I'm doing my loop and stuff, I want a 6 to 8 inch piece, usually 8 inches. But that's just, that would just be like this much, and then we tie the knot here, and we do the lark's head knot over the ring, and then tie the first knot, and then put a knot at the back for the button to go through. So I'm just going to cut me a length of, and I'm really not paying attention to how long it is. And I'd rather have extra than not enough, so hopefully I did that. Let's see how much I did cut here. It's over 2 feet, I can tell you that, because it's bigger than my ruler, I'm pretty sure. Where is my ruler? Well, here's my tape measure. Strange. My ruler's usually sitting right beside me. But looks like I cut about 28 inches all total. So we've got our button on, and our first knot's going to be right there, right at the edge of our button. Ooh, this piece of leather has a damaged spot. Huh. Well, through there. No, through there. Maybe it doesn't want to be made. It's being difficult here. I really don't like that damaged spot. I may have to do something about that. So there's our first knot, and we're going to push it up and tighten it up. And I would maybe rather have this be a smaller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, as long as I don't run out of leather, is I really don't like that damaged spot. I may just now I didn't get that as tight as I wanted it to. I want that closer up to the bead there. Our damaged spots inside this knot. As you can see, we're already taking up a lot of the leather, and I probably don't have enough for what I want it to do. But and this might be bigger leather than we want for something like this anyway. But so we're going to go, I wanted to go back and forth, but I think this is 2 millimeter leather, and I really think that we needed 1.5. So I think it's going to be too big for what I really want to do, because the knots are getting way bigger than I want them to be. So see how much leather I've already taken up with just those 2 knots. And to me, that is always my biggest factor when I'm making something. How much wire or how much leather or whatever I'm using, how much do I need? Am I going to have enough? No, I cut a big piece here. So, but I still don't think I'm going to have enough. So, got your coffee, huh, Janice? Now I know that I don't have a big enough piece of leather because it wants to, this knot right here almost wants to be the last one. And as you can see, it's probably only about half of what we would need. So even though I cut about 28 inches, you see, I'm not nearly enough. I couldn't even get it on to do the tie. So, I'm going to take this back apart probably. Though, you know, if you wanted to do something like this, you could hook this on and make it into a purse charm, but then you'd have to hook a giant lobster claw up here so that it would hook on to stuff, and you'd have to do that to start with. So I'm probably going to take this piece apart, and a lesson learned, we need double. I had got 28 inches out. I need double that if I'm going to use this. And like I said, I'm thinking that this is probably too thick a leather. Even though all the beads fit on it all right, it is making really giant knots, which is a bit of a problem. So, but since Beth wanted us to go and have a look-see at the wire we used for how to make her earrings, the links we needed for that. Let's see, we have some 18 gauge square, and we need I have one hunk left of this gold. We're going to make ours be, these are going to be multi-color right now. So oh yes, we could do that, a split ring in the shank of the button. And in fact, that might actually look sort of cool. There's plenty of room there to do that. And I do have split rings. In fact, I probably had one right here beside me at one point in time. That's an excellent idea, Kimberly. That was Kimberly that told me that, right? Yes, it was. So, well, this is a gold one. We don't want to use a gold one. I think I have a silver one here somewhere. We go, giant split ring. Or I have little ones too. We could use a little one and go through both a hook and a, though I think they might be too little for that trick. This one has a split ring attached to it, but again, it's gold. That's memory wire. I don't want that. Of course, all the ones that I would really think would work great are gold ones. Wow, is that all I have up here is gold ones other than this one silver one? That's strange. Looks like I need to order some more of these. So I do have this guy. Hey, Dorothy. I was a little one with a large lobster. Yeah, that might be better. Except for I think my little ones are probably in the other room. But yes, if I did have my little ones here, that would be the best option. No, I don't think I have any sitting here. I tend to just dump things that I end up not using right beside me here on the mat. So I have all kinds of weirdo things here. But, oh, the heck with it. You know what? I know how to handle that. I don't have that size one. Let's get some 20 gauge wire out. Oh, come on, you. This thing is atrociously messed up. I'm just going to cut a hunk off. Back in you go, baby. We'll take our bail making pliers, put that in there, and just start wrapping. We'll go back down in your tool slot. Oh, look, we have split rings or jump rings, however we want to use these. I'm going to cut this right here and right, let's see. No, I don't want it right there. I want it closer to where it comes back around. So it'd be about right here. Oh, the heck with it. Just cut off, you guys. You're a little wonky right there anyway. Go away. Look, we have jump rings. Now this one, because I'm turning it into a split ring and I'm cutting just a little bit of extra off here. Make sure you don't cut too much. Look, we have a split ring. And 2 jump rings. So now that I've made my split ring, I have big lobster claw. Let's make sure this puppy works right. Okay. Where's my split ring opener here? I wouldn't normally do this. Is a little lightweight, so I'm going to give it a couple of little funks so that to work harden it some. I don't want to hook it too much because you don't want to lose your shape too much. Well, I don't need my split ring pliers. My thumbnail works really, really good. And this one isn't real stiff because it's regular wire. Okay. Go. Now we'll go through our shank at the same time here. So we keep that open somewhat. Slide them all the way around. Come on, baby, all the way. And there we go. Now we have a purse charm. Didn't you know how to make split rings? They're really simple. If you know how to make a jump ring, you can make a split ring. You just don't cut it in quite the same spot. So there we go. She's on there. So good call, Kimberly. Now we have a purse charm. And actually, I think I still even have enough beads to make the leather bracelet when I decide to find my smaller leather and make it. So there we go. That's cool. Anyway, what I was going to show you as far as making the other, okay, those are already cut. This is way bigger than we need because I think this is probably about, but it's not big enough to make two, so I'm not going to try. But it is longer than we need for one earring, unless you want big loops. Get out of the way. It's not that much longer than I would, because it's 7, and I probably would have cut it at like 5 or 6. I'm just going to cut this end off right here. Oh, these are, I want my heavier ones because this wire is a heavier wire, and I don't want to use my good flush cutters on it. Now, if you have never noticed, on the edge of your cutters, it tells you your max cut 2 millimeters of copper wire. Actually, this is not 2 millimeters, but it's not pure copper wire. It's the German style medium temper wire. So, you know, this is true. This is very true, Rosemary. That's why I use 15s on my regular jewelry, because I hate those little 12s. They're just too small. So I always use like 15s or 16s. So this is where this damaged spot on the leather was at, and it's inside this knot. I'm going to take my cutters and cut that little notch off so it doesn't look nasty or catch on anything right there. So here we go. I need to get me some more silver lobster claws. This is my last really big one. I'm surprised because I usually have 10 tons of the big ones like this up there. But yeah, that worked really nicely. Good hint, Kimberly. So this is what we cut it at a 6-inch, right? So when you do your inner loop, you're only going to want 5 inches. You've got to be an inch smaller. Well, at least 3/4. If you're not going to put beads on it, 3/4 works. You can do 2 loops without any beads on them. They don't have to have beads on them. Your decoration can be your dangle and not have anything inside. So, want it. Oh, I cut it down to, did I cut it down to 6 or to 5? 6. So then this one would be now at least an inch less. You could make it be quite a bit less. I'm going to cut it right here, which is going to make it be about, yeah, I think it's going to be about 1.5 inches less. And that's actually better, especially depending on the size of, oh, I may have cut it a lot more than that. Yeah, it's only 4. So we're going to cut this one down just a little bit, so it's about 5.5. Okay, so now what you're going to do, if we're going to put beads on this, and yeah, I can find some beads to put on this. I've got beads all around me. But now we want to make our loops. And so I've got a wire mandrel. We're going to take our piece that we're going to bring it around. And we want to keep them relatively even. See how this one is a little bit longer? It also has a notch though, so I'm going to cut that notch off. And that will make it be more consistent. So then we'll just bring them down like so. There we go. That one's done. Now, because I want this one to be so much bigger, we want it either way down here or even on the handle. Let's see how much it's going to give us here. Now, see, I'm way uneven, so I'm going to bring this one over here and leave this one in place. Come on, babies, don't argue. So that now we're more even. Still not, but closer. Now, because this is so much different, I'm probably going to, again, cut some more off. But see how this is now down below this one? And this one is not rounded up here, so it's not sitting in here quite right. So we need to get this more rounded. So actually, I'm going to put it on the handle. Sometimes the handle is the better thing to do. Okay, now it's really rounded. Now how does it fit in there? See there, isn't that pretty? Now because I'm using double different multi-metals, it actually doesn't need beads unless I want to put a few on there, because look at how pretty that looks together. And there's not a lot of gap space here. So, and that's 1.5 inches difference. So if we're going to put anything on here, we want little ones. Agreed. I agree. That was a great idea, Kimberly. So anyway, the next step is to take our bell making pliers, and because this one is not getting beads, we'll take it and bend our loops in both of these. This one's not quite all the way looped. I saw a gap open. There we go. That's better. And then we'll do the other side. Now a square wire is going to turn itself to a degree. See how that's trying to turn there? And it's now not quite even. And now this is a craft wire, so it's a softer temper. And so it bends much easier. See how I just bent it really easily by my hand? And this is the one that we're going to hammer. Now, of course, we're going to hammer both of them because we need to have the they need to be work hardened. But this one's going to be hammered with the nylon hammer. Oops. I hate that when they slip off like that. Make that horrid snapping sound. So there is that one's loop done. And this one's going to get a loop too. But if we're going to put beads on, now look, because we put our loops, see how much bigger of a loop I have down here? And this is our bead area. So we're going to spread these just a teeny bit, and I'm going to find some beads to stick on here. And if I can find it easily, I had the California Dreaming kit from Softflix relatively close to me here at one point in time. And if I can find it, it's got a whole bunch of little crystals in it. Here it is. I have all kinds of beads right beside me. I need to clean up a mess. Got blue lapis in it. I love blue lapis. I bought this kit because it's got this really special ring in it. And I'm going to make this into a sun catcher. I'm going to use like 3 or 4 of the loops to bring it up to a ring to hold it. And I'll bead those with small beads. Then I'm going to take every other loop here and I'm going to drop a bead strand down with the crystal at the bottom. Or maybe I'll put one of my my Egyptian crystals inside the strand. But then I have this big, huge crystal. It's about this big and this big around. And then I'm going to pull from some of these side pieces, get them all into one piece, probably 3 because the Softflex crimps like 3. Cut 2 of the lines off, drop the one down to our crystal. So that's my idea for that. So we're going to get some, there's a crystal packet in here. Oh yeah, I made these, I used this the other day when I made the little orange blossom earrings. But and what we're going to do is we're going to choose some beads here out of here, some crystals. Now, normally I put on spacers. I'm not going to. Ooh, these are pretty. I think those might have to go in the sun catcher. But we're going to go with like a dark blue. Let's see if these are going to go on here. Oh, nope, this is too big of a wire for this. This is 16 gauge, and I should have used a smaller gauge to put the crystals on. But besides that, I need to work harden it now anyway. So these aren't going to work. They're too small of a hole. That is one thing you should always test when you're making something like this, is will your beads fit on your wire? And I didn't obviously test this. Oh, the sun catcher. I'll probably, sorry for all the noise. I'll probably do it as a recorded video so that I can fast forward through spots. I probably will do it on video. Now see, I'm flattening this out more. It's square. Then I'm going to temper it. Now I just flip over my chasing hammer when I'm doing this and use the other side. But if you wanted a different kind of impressions on it, you can use other things. I know there's one with a, now see that got that slightly out of whack when you do this. And so I'm going to need to fix this. Now I can do it probably by hand, but it's now a lot tougher because I just work hardened it. So there we go. See, it didn't take me long to get it back into shape. And then this one is just going to get our nylon jaw hammer because we want to work harden it, but we don't want to get it really flat or anything like that. So there's this one. See if I have any beads around that I think might fit on here. We have to be small enough to go down in this spot. So not real big beads, but it reconnected upside down. Okay, let's see if I can flip this around so we can still see. What did you do that for? That was fun, wasn't it? I go back upside down like that. And yes, they have to fit on the wire. So, sorry about that, guys. I accidentally hit the wrong button here when I was doing something, and it did a weirdo on us. Am I upside down? I think I may be. Come on, go back. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Hope everybody's still here. Didn't mean to mess that up like that. Hey, Susie. So yeah, it has to fit on the wire. This, I think I grabbed a 16 gauge piece that was left still in my drawer. So that's what I said. I have to find something with slightly bigger holes than these crystals, because even though these crystals are gorgeous and they'd look really good on here, they need a slightly bigger hole. So what I need to find is something with a slightly bigger hole. And I probably have some here because I have 10 million things all around me. I always do. So I have to decide what I want to try. Oh, actually, I know these baskets will fit because they're big gold baskets. Let's see. Bing. But will it fit against this without banging it? Yep, it will. Now let's see if any of these others will fit on here too. Nope. Pave will. How many paves do I have? Oh, a whole bunches. So we can just... Of course, a pave is made with clay with little rhinestones embedded in it. So they're pretty simple to make. I'm going to leave some out so that when I dig out some more wire to put some more together, I knew that wouldn't fit. I've got them out here. I doubt this guy's going to fit either. Nope. So anyway, we'll just use these. It's just a few. So now that I've got my beads on here, see how they are hanging down there? We can roll this one the other way. Let's see, I used the smaller one. All the way. And guess what? Look how big that is. And since we like the size we are right here, we don't want that, because when I pull it apart to make it fit in with this, see how much of a gap we've got now? We don't want that much. So how we handle that is, because it's too big, we get in here and we go in the middle of our circle like so, and we cut the loop partially off. I'm only doing partial right now because I want to play with it as I go along and make sure that I don't take off more than I want to take off. So we go back in here, and don't snap like that. I hate that. And bring our loop back in. Do the same on the other side. And now we have to bring our circle back in. So just take hold of it, middle, middle, push. Okay, there we go. Now let's see if I like where it's sitting. And now I do. See, it's much nicer. So I'm glad I didn't cut off the whole link and only cut off partial link. So now what we want to do is we want to get some jump rings and hook these together. But if you want to dangle, you can put it right here in the center. Now is the time to make it. Thanks, Beth. Yes, please do hit the like button. I appreciate that. It helps me out considerably. So anyway, see how pretty that is with our copper and our gold together there. Like I say, if you want to dangle, now is the time to put it in here. You can put anything you like in there. You could put one of these crystals in if you wanted a crystal in here in the middle. You could even put a little stack. Say, I like this blue because it looks, not the light blue, the dark blue. Looks pretty cool with the, but so would this little orangey color because of the color of the beads. So if I wanted to, I could take and do a little bead stack to dangle in here. So see, you know, I don't like that though. I thought it might be look cute, but I don't like it. So no, we need something fun to put here, some kind of charm of some kind. So what do I have close by that we can put in there? Now, obviously, I didn't get the wire out to make the second loop here, so I'm going to have to make that later. And we're at our hour right now. So I'm going to show you how to put these together before we're done here. So I'm going to get some jump rings. And we'll need 3. Come on, you guys. You like to stick together. These copper ones are open just a hairbreadth. And because they're open, they like to find each other's open spot and slide together. So they're a bit of a pain in the buns to get off of here. Would you stop? But since I need to open them anyway, let's just open it. Off. So then you take and you put your ring through both of your loops of, both pieces, and then bring it together. Now I didn't get any ear wires out, but I will show you how to do that. Both of these, close it up. So there's the two connecting wires here. Then you'll take a third one. These guys just love each other. Ooh, that one came off. Cool. And open it up. And this is where you put everything else on. Okay, I drop them down like so. Come on, let your rings go down so that I can see how they're coming down here. And go from, come on, one, and then the second one. And this is where you'd put your ear wire on, as well as, you're just being a pain in the buns. And this is where you'd put your ear wire on and your dangle, if you're going to put a dangle on. Oh, that really opened up bad. Okay. So, come on, baby. So see how that hangs there? This actually is not the best. They're not laying down flat, really flat, and they should. I think it's the jump rings, though, because these are C rings rather than the regular ovals. But anyway, that's how you put them together. Your ear wire would go onto here, like it would normally, and then to put a dangle in the middle, you'd hook onto this chain again, and you probably would want one or two small ones to bring it down into the middle. So there is, like I said, if I were to put, I didn't care for these, so I'm not going to put them in here, but your dangle would just go like in here. You could use some little chain to bring it down further if you wanted to. I'm probably going to find a dangle somewhere and put it in, as well as I'll make a second one so that we have two. But that's how you make those style of earrings. Oh, thank you, Rosemary. Could you use 28 gauge wire to bring them together? No. Well, because what I'm thinking you mean is to wire wrap them together. And I wouldn't want to do that because once you do that, they won't swing independently. These will swing independently of each other so that they have a nice swing to them. Lots of movement. And I probably will switch these jump rings out to gold ones because I don't like these C ones for some reason. But whatever, doesn't matter. But no, I wouldn't. You could, but I wouldn't. Because like I say, you lose your swing then. If you want it to have swing, you don't want to. If you don't want it to have swing, yeah, you could just take and put just wire wrap them together right here where the loops are all at. You just take one piece and just wrap all four all at once in one piece of wire right there. But you'd still need to have a jump ring in here so that you could see. I don't like these C ones. For some reason they just don't sit right. For some reason you'd still have to have a way to hook your ear wire on. So you could, yes, or you could just hook the two together and just leave these clamped with the jump rings like this. But I don't think I would. I like the independent movement myself. If you don't care for the independent movement, yes, you could do that. But if you wire wrap them together, then they're stuck that way. There's no movement in them. Yes, it would make a really pretty a dangle. So anyway, it's after our hour is up. So we've made this purse charm, which was supposed to be a bracelet, but it works great as a purse charm, I think. If you wanted to, you could put some beads independently down on these two strands here, and just knot another knot down here on those. Though I don't think I'm going to. I like it this way. And thanks to Kimberly, we got the idea for the jump ring here, or the split ring here, and hooked on the ring, the lobster claw, to make it into a purse charm as opposed to a bracelet. And we've got this pair of earrings, which is not finished, obviously, but I showed you how to do your rings. And like I say, always, if you're going to put beads on the second layer, always check to make sure they're going to fit, which we didn't because this was a sort of a spur of the moment thing. And you always want 1 inch to 1.5 inches, probably at least 1.25 inches. If you're going to put bigger beads down here, you want 1.5 inches to put on your lower level. Now you could do this the opposite way, excuse me, and put your a ring with the beads up in the middle. Then you'd need your square one to be the bigger wire, and it could come down here and just sort of frame your beads. So options. But so anyway, ladies, let's flip up for a second and then we're going to take off for the day. Okie dokie. So like I said, here's this is our earring, which is obviously not finished. And I am going to change my jump rings. I don't care for the way the C rings hold the pieces together. So, but I may find a piece to put in here in the middle, or I might leave them. I think it's pretty just this way, but I do need to find the I need to get some more wire so I can make the second one. We have our purse charm. Ta-da! Turned out really nicely. Thanks, Kimberly, for the idea of putting a split ring in here. I'm not sure I like the way the lobster claw sits this way though, so I may make another smaller split ring to put the two together, so that it sits this way instead of, though if you when you hook it on your purse, no, this might be better. When you hook it on your purse, it might lay this way better. So anyway, those are our two projects, and we glanced through our links book. Like I said, I wasn't overly thrilled when it came. The more I look at it, the more I don't mind it. My biggest issue is, there you go, Janice. If life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So we didn't get a bracelet, but we got a purse charm. Oh, it's much cooler over there. I think we've been getting down to almost to freezing at night, but it's been getting back up to in the high 70s during the day, so difference. But anyway, I hope everybody had a lovely chat and a nice time. And sorry for hitting the wrong button and turning us off for a minute. Luckily, it let us just resume, but that was fun. Welcome, Angela. So, anyway, I will make the second earring, and whatever I decide to do with it, and I'll post it on Randee's channel, so you can all see the finished products. So anyway, time to be gone. It's almost 1/4 after, so we'll leave you here, and I hope you guys had a nice visit with us. I know I had a nice visit with all you guys. And so I'll see you later. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we'll talk to you. Well, we'll see you Tuesday on the live at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, just like normal. And then I do have a recorded video for tomorrow, making a tassel necklace with Soft Flex's Just Batty, Gone Batty. And then on Monday at our 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, I have the video for making the 3 pair of Randee's wedding earrings. So, little somethings to look forward to if you want to. If anybody has anything they want to do for next Tuesday's live, by all means, let me know, and that will be cool. And we'll see you later. Bye-bye.